higher level test of hypothesis, I am revising the coding, meaning, interpretation of ANOVA and chi-square. Any questions if you have, you can ask me. Okay, so let me share with you the work we have done in the last class. ANOVA technique. Analysis of variance technique is used for comparison of several arithmetic means, independent arithmetic means. We have critical value approach for t-test. We have p-value approach for test of hypothesis of mean. So instead of critical value approach in R, we can definitely go by p-value approach. The decision rules still remain the same. Hank, Joseph, and Susan are three independent workers. They were working in the company for several years for assembly line. Test the hypothesis that all the three are equally likely with respect to average number of units assembled. ANOVA. Workers, string data, time of assembled, numeric data. And we have here specific model. We have specific model. Model, ANOVA, time versus workers. And summary. So the complete output will be ready. .251 is the p-value. Much higher than level of significance, except H0 is the conclusion. Suppose, along with the workers, if you consider their shift on which they work, then there are two hypotheses. Average time by worker, average time per shift. Average time of workers and average time for shift. So two string data and one numeric. Independently, you work. Together, you can work. So, repeat the algorithms as usual. Workers and time, shift and type, compare p-values, or directly you look your two-way ANOVA, worker plus shift with time. This is by typing the data. This is by typing the data. Suppose if the data file is available, still you can work as usual. Chick weight. How many chickens in the sample? How many type of food they give?
6.
6. So how many parameters you have to test? How many parameters will be form the hypothesis?
So 6 parameters.
6 parameters. That's all. See, model and the output. Reject hypothesis because p-value is very near to 0. Next example was wool example I have done. The file name is warp breaks. So the data and this is what the content. Breaking strength numeric, type of wool string, 10 level string. Like workers and shift. Represent it accordingly. Next. So, analysis of variance technique is a statistical tool. Analysis of variance is a statistical procedure that for comparison among several arithmetic mean. Either by typing the data or reading from existing data file. So, we have learned test of hypothesis for arithmetic mean. 1 parameter, 2 parameter, more than 1 parameter. more than one parameter. Both critical value approach as well as p-value approach. Same way, for count data, we can go for probability. Module 7 is for hypothesis. Verify whether the coin is an unbiased coin. I have a coin with me, you have a coin with you, X has a coin with him. So the hypothesis will be unbiased. That is, probability of getting head is 0.5. Okay. Probability of getting head is 1/2. Verify. I convert this into statistical problem. Step number 1. Define X as 1 if the outcome is head, 0 otherwise. Step 2. Generate 100 observations of X. Or binom. How many times I am getting head when I toss 100 times? On my
46.
46. Verify proportion test or conclusion. What is the p-value? 0.4839 greater than 0.05. Accept H0. Same coin example, I can speak about a real example. That
Sir,
is
here P value is less than, no? So shouldn't
p-value
we?
greater than. Check karo, check karo. Check immediately. Huh? How much is the p-value on my screen?
0.4839.
Which is greater than 0.05. Level of significance is by default 0.05.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
So this same example I can translate into customer. The sales manager says probability the customer prefer a product is 0.45. Take a random sample of 200 customers in the survey. "99 of them are preferring the product." So what is the p-value for this test?
The 0.227.
So what is the conclusion?
Except H0.
Finish.
We fail to reject H0.
Yes. So just like that of a single parameter mu, Here a single parameter probability. Single parameter, one parameter. Such several P possible. That is what we have: tea, coffee and lemon juice. I have X data. I have Y data. I form a matrix form and I got the output. A, B, C, tea, coffee, lemon juice, X, Y, male and female. Instead of A, B, C, X, Y, directly you can give the name in the following coding. In the matrix dimension, dim names, list, and give the string. Finished.
Sir, could
Gender.
you please repeat this last part? I did not understand.
Yeah.
Sir,
Can I
what's
go?
the prop test?
I will tell you. When I got the output, the title was ABC. I don't know. Actually, A stands for tea, B stands for coffee, and C stands for lemon juice. I will give a string, drink equal to C, tea, coffee, lemon juice. X is female, Y is male. Gender. So inside the parenthesis list, you give the two string data.
Sir, have we done this list syntax before?
I have shown to you.
Sir, is it part of
we haven't
module
done
7?
module 7.
Yeah.
Sir, we have not done module 7 yet.
Yes. At
So,
that
sir,
time, I
this is all new for us.
roughly shown you what is chi-square, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Chi-square we discussed in previous class, but we did not discuss these list and
Yes. So there I discussed with A, B, C, etc. So remember, if there are string columns 1, 2, 3, definitely in survey there will be title. Always there is a title. Tea, coffee and lemon juice. And who prefer this, male or female, in this example? Or if I give age group, then age group will be my rows. But these two can be given in list. And as usual, gender string and drink string. And this to be incorporated with DIM names, dimension names. M is a matrix. M is a matrix. A matrix, when you say there are rows and columns. So dimension is 2 by 3. So dimension name, that means 2 rows ka name and 3 columns ka names. Clear?
Sir, the dimension name is the variable or the syntax?
No. Function. This is direct function because see, it is not variable. I have given in parenthesis M. Follow?
Okay, sir. And sir, in M, we have written as dot table.
That means prepare a table, not simply the matrix. Prepare a table R bind XY. That is why you got A, B, C and XY. If I simply say R bind XY, you will not get the title. Clear?
Okay, sir.
M, though it is a matrix, prepare it as a table is the meaning. Shall I continue?
Sir, I just have one question.
Yes.
Is this revision of module 7?
Yes.
Sir, we have not done module 7 yet.
और chi-square का introduction दिया था.
Sir, that was just introduction part. We did not do it in detail. Like it was just an introduction.
Sir, because on Thursday we did not have lecture with you, so hence we did not start module 7.
Yes. Correct. But okay now. First P test is clear. Proportion test.
Sir, could you
sir.
please start it?
Sir, we
It
don't
is not.
have
No, sir. We were not got.
So it is not clear.
Yeah, it's not clear.
Okay. Good that you reminded. But Thursday we didn't have class, है ना? Okay. Test of hypothesis we have done for averages. Now we are doing test of hypothesis on probability. Probability is for count data. Mean test is for measurable data. What do you mean by count? Number of time your outcome comes. Favorable outcome. So one parameter is the starting probability, proportion, percentage. Verify statistically a given coin is unbiased or biased. What do you mean by unbiased?
There is equal probability of events happening or not happening.
Correct. So that is statistically we say 50-50. Is it so? Verify. So I am sitting with a coin, suppose. I want to know what is the chance of getting head. So if it is unbiased, 0.5 is the probability. Otherwise, it is different from 0.5. Is the hypothesis. You also sitting with a coin that is different from me. Another person also have a coin that also different from me. So everybody has coin. All of you are interested to know probability of getting head. Is it 1/2 or different from 1/2? This is called proportion test. This is called chi-square test. Chi-square test will be used for probabilities. Clear? Shall I continue?
Sir, I didn't get the proportion test part. Can you please explain it again?
मैंने अभी बताया था इंग्लिश सेंटेंस से I want to know whether my coin is unbiased coin. So somebody answered me, a coin is unbiased if 50-50 is the chance of getting head and tail. Age of 50-50 chance is written as probability. पढ़ा था है ना probability?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I got that part. I just didn't understand this function, proportion dot test.
So probability is the parameter for the coin. So I frame the problem as P is equal to 0.5 versus P not equal to 0.5. Because I don't know what is the nature of my coin. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, in every testing of hypothesis, after framing H0 and H1, what is available? Anyone? After framing H0 and H1, what is available?
Nothing, everything would have been covered in that.
But something will be given in every research area. What is it?
The variables in this head example, we have like the variable is the probability of getting head.
No. That I want to verify.
So the outcome basically, if it would be head or
What is
tail.
it called? Outcome का नाम क्या है? अभी तक मैंने बताया था every testing में. The level.
Sir,
H
X
naught.
is equal to 1 if outcome is head.
No, this is not the answer.
H0 is equal to head.
H0, H1 is given. H0, H1 I frame. Now to test the hypothesis, what is available?
So test we have to calculate test
Before
statistic value.
calculation, what do you want?
Level of significance.
Others, level of significance, and further,
P-value.
further, p-value के पहले क्या चाहिए?
Data.
Data. What is the name of the data? Sample data. Sample data. In every testing of hypothesis so far, without sample, no analysis. So, what is the meaning of sample here? I have to, what shall I do for the coin?
So you should calculate the mean and the standard deviation, sample standard deviation.
But first of all, how I will have sample? For that, what I have to do for the coin?
You have to generate data.
We have to
Generate
get the sample space.
Very good, very good. Flip the coin. 50 times, say 100 times, say 200 times, and so on. Who does it in R? R binom. Remember?
Yes, sir. R binom creates.
Because coin tossing is a binomial experiment. Tossing of a coin is a binomial experiment. So, using R binom, I will toss the coin 100 times. How many times I got on my screen?
One time.
Huh?
Sir, we have taken R binom 1, n, p. So
N is 100. Take a look. 100 times N is assigned by 100. I have given in the algorithm. Check karo. So
Yes,
out
sir.
of 100, how many times I am getting head?
48.
Correct.
46.
46.
46. Apply proportion test. See the syntax? Proportion test. Head 100 p.5. Just like the test syntax. Or you can solve chi-square test. Proportion, probability, percentage. But they fix for one parameter proportion test. See the output. What is the p-value?
2.839.
Which is greater than level of significance 0.05 by default.
Sir,
Yes.
how do we get standard deviation in a proportion test?
Standard deviation. Root of NPQ.
Root of NPQ.
N is 100, P will be 0.5, Q will be 0.5. Okay, so as you asked, using all the formulae only, they developed the function proportion test. Clear? So here you have the mean NP, variance NPQ, they compute everything, only output is given. So proportion test is for one parameter P. So is it that coin is unbiased or biased? My coin I am talking, if your coin, if you do, you may get different answers because coins are different. So my coin is unbiased or biased?
Sir, unbiased because P value is 0.48
Right.
and we had our null stated that it's, yes, that's
Correct. The same type example we can do in real problem. I have given a customer problem. Customer says, Horlicks that or any of the brand. For example, I say Horlicks. 0.45 is the probability that customer prefer plain Horlicks. Verify. So the customer will either prefer Horlicks or will prefer other drink, other brand. So Horlicks become coin here. Customer is a toss. So my H0 will be P equal to 0.45 versus H1 P different from 0.45. In this case also, how many samples I want? Tell me.
200.
Suppose if you want 300, take 300 customers. So I have taken 200 customers and found out that these many prefer plain Horlicks. 86 of them prefer plain Horlicks. Proportion test. What is the p-value?
Sir, 0.618.
Yes. So the manager told 45% of the total customers prefer plain Horlicks and given the report to the company. So what the company distribute to the seller? As he distributed the Horlicks last time, that much or little above will be distributed this time. Correct, na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If probability is not 0.45 and greater than 0.45, so what the company does for the distributor? Tell me.
Sir, could you please repeat what have you asked?
Did not understand it.
45% of the customer prefer plain Horlicks, okay? So for the next stock, distributor will give number of Horlicks bottles as he has given last time. Correct now?
Okay, sir.
Suppose if I reject H0 and if P greater than 0.45, what will be the action by the company?
The company will supply more bottles this time.
Or because customer demand for the Horlicks is more. And if P will be less than 0.45, what is to be done?
The company will supply less.
Yes, supply the product not at random from area to area, demand at area, gives an idea for distribution and manufacturing in the next batch production. Clear? Is it clear? Proportion test is very, very important for customer survey. Probability that a particular fertilizer will give better yield is 0.6. To verify this, how many plots I have to do survey? Any number, isn't it? And apply proportion test. Accept H0. Will that fertilizer survive in the market?
So you were not audible. Could you repeat?
Probability that a particular fertilizer produces better yield is 0.6. Accept H0. Will that fertilizer survive in the market?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, yes. So in the next batch production, research will be improve the performance of this fertilizer again. Correct now?
Yes, sir.
For research point of view, to improve the quality of the product point of view, to attract more and more customers to buy the product point of view, customer preferences is analyzed. Customer preference analysis is proportion test.
Sir, if there are variants of an outcome, then we can use proportion test. But if there is a single outcome, like
Yeah.
so, like then I think proportion test would not be applicable, would it be?
It is applicable here. I am generating 200 times.
But that's, sir, it's about like, for example, if there are 200 people that like, were taken into the survey and there is only a single product. So there are like, two possible outcomes that either they prefer it or not prefer it.
Yes.
So, sir, with that particular survey itself, do we already not know like what proportion of our population is preferring a particular product? So then,
For population ka, we only frame in hypothesis. Sample we know.
yes, sir, in the sample only. In the sample, we already know.
From the sample to test the hypothesis, I will apply x minus np by root of npq.
So we are just eliminating that, like, it was just by chance that certain people denied their preference, wherein actually they could buy it.
That is what the error comes all the time.
Okay, sir.
That is the reason we have level of significance.
Okay, sir.
So, this proportion test, like t-test, we are repeating for several binomial data. several binomial did. So let me show you the question for more than 2 probability comparison. I will be sharing the question paper once again. Attentive. The total marks obtained in the class divided into 2 groups, distinction, no distinction. Attendance also divided into 2 groups, greater than or equal to 80% or less than 80%. What is the probability a student get distinction?
$61
Upon?
So
upon total 100.
Correct.
100.
What is the probability that the student has attendance more than 80?
So 60 by 100.
What is the probability that a student has attendance greater than 80% and distinction?
So 40 by 100.
Given that the student has 80% above attendance, what is the probability of distinction?
4 by 6.
40 by 60.
3 by 60.
Correct. So this way, if I consider 2 binomial distribution, distinction is binomial, no distinction also binomial, or above 80% is binomial, below 80% is binomial, है ना? Either with respect to attendance or with respect to the marks, you are dealing with binomial experiment. So how many parameters are involved here?
4. 2.
2. Perfect. So P1 is the probability of getting distinction. Among 80% attendance. P2 is the probability of getting distinction below 80% attendance. Or P1 equal to P2. Verify. Okay. Now, which number is high?
$40.
40. From this number 40, I say there is a positive association between attendance and distinction. What does it mean?
Sir, as attendance increases, the chances of getting a distinction increases.
This statistical term is called in English association, positive association. Clear now? He has said very clearly, probability of distinction is high if your attendance increases. This is called association, positive association between the two string characteristics. Who are they? Marks and attendance. Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
No. This is what I'm going to do for the next example. Following data represent contingency table for gender and preference of tea, coffee, lemon juice. At given level of significance 5%, verify there is any association between gender and preference of drink. Are the probabilities equal in all the classes or they are not? Very simple. Prepare a matrix of the data, row wise. You are already familiar R-bind. But here I have to compute something, so let it be table form. Data will be in matrix, table will be titled. And the syntax for title will be dim names M. List. Gender for row, drink for column. That is the preliminary algorithm.
So just a question.
Yeah.
Had we used C-bind instead of R-bind, would our second
Obviously, why not? Then you give drink and gender in the other order. Finished.
No, sir. So what will this list
Understood.
What will
Column wise, if you prepare the matrix,
Yeah.
columns will be 2. Who are they? Gender, correct na?
Yes, sir.
So in the dimension, you give in that order. Row will be tea, coffee, lemon juice, and column will be gender. करके देखो ना बाद में.
Okay, sir. Sure. I'll give it a try.
Only this will be the data.
Sir, just one question. What is the meaning of this word list that we have written? Is this a function or is it just a definition of the...
Yes. Gender is the list for the row. Name for the row. List the name. Who are they? Gender. Who are they? Drink. Clear? Listing means title, heading, according to the row and the column. When I started working, I got A, B, C, X, Y by default.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, if list is the title, then what is dim names?
Dim names means मेरा matrix है 2 by 3 dimension, correct na?
Yes, sir.
So how many rows?
So we have 3 rows.
Two rows and 3 columns. So the matrix is in the 2 by 3 dimension. That is what we say in mathematics.
Yes, sir. So, sir, dim, I understood that part is dim, and the names is basically what we are giving the attribute. So that is dim names. So, like, what is list doing there?
Yes. So dim names will be the function form for getting the final output. But
so basically, this list is just storing these, parameters that we are giving to our dimension.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
sir.
they are giving for the row, they are giving for the column.
So basically, dim names is a method here and not a
Anyway, suppose if I give X something more for you and say, Array, come on, prepare a table and give the headings. Are you not giving? Data come from where, what, etc., etc. Same.
And sir, list by default goes with the format rows and then columns. So it will by default assign
because
the
I
name for the
prepared
rows
R-bind.
first.
Because I prepared R-bind.
Okay, okay, sir, got it. Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So this is the algorithm, and finally XSQ. I have used the chi-square ka symbol XSQ, and the function is CHISQ.test. That is on M. Finished. That is what I am going to work. Shall I continue my R?
So just 1 second, we'll write down the code.
Array, it is there on your question paper. It is already there on your question paper. Module 6, 7 में.
Done, sir, done.
Yeah. Yes. So, single parameter P proportion test. Repeat for more than parameter is our algorithm. देखो, same thing I am copying here. X data, Y data, table form, M. Got it. A, B, C. Why? Because I have not titled them. But if I dimension names with correctly on M, and see now, okay. So the hypothesis here is there is no association between gender and drink. That is H0. There is association between gender and drink. These are the hypotheses. Because I cannot write P1, P2 because plenty P's are there. P1 equal to P2 equal to P3. P1 is the preference of tea. P2 is the preference of coffee. P3 is the preference of lemon juice. So instead of equality, in chi-square test we write there is no association. That is H0, H1. There is association. That is what it is. Apply chi-square test. Finished. What is the p-value?
Less than 0.
Very, 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 very close to 0. So what is the conclusion?
Oh yeah, very close to 0. So sir, we'll not we reject our null.
We reject H0.
What is then accept H1? Association, na?
Yeah, there is association.
Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of association looking the data?
Sir, there is 30% association between gender and their preferences towards drinks.
Why?
Sir, this x squared value we are seeing.
No, that is not percentage. That's a chi-square value.
Achha, okay.
Look at the data and let me know what is the meaning of association. Which probability is high?
A female ranking T.
Probability of preferring?
The conjunction of T by female. They are preferring of T by female.
Correct. Correct. Which is the least probability?
Coffee by male.
So probabilities are unequal from category to category with respect to gender. Correct? That is what association.
Sir, but we are rejecting our null, so it means that there is association, right?
Yes, yes.
And
Why
then,
association? Because the T preference has higher probability
okay,
among
got it,
females.
got it. Yes, sir, got it.
Ah.
So just one more question.
Yes.
In this case, sir, the number of females that we have seems to be higher than the number of males. So won't that affect our final observations?
नो सर्वे वर्क में इतना आ गया है और इधर से पता चलता है probability of preferring P among female is high. Finished.
Yes, but then sir, the weightage of females is comparatively higher than the weightage
That
of males.
comes under survey. That is the reason you are rejecting H naught.
Okay.
Correct now? That is the reason. What you said is the reason of rejecting H naught. That means there is a preference of T among female is high.
So just a doubt. Whenever we use list, we have to name the rows first and then we have to name the columns.
Because you talked about R-bind. R-bind.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, what is this x squared value telling us?
It is the chi-square value, just like our T value.
Okay, sir. So, sir, what is basically we are just focusing on acceptance, p value here for acceptance.
Yes,
But
yes.
how do we interpret chi-squared value?
Chi-square value is very high, means reject H dot.
Okay, sir. Is there any cutoff criteria?
Yes. For that, I had to go for critical value concept.
Okay, sir. Would we learn it?
Why not? I can tell you.
Okay, sir.
Ah, very good. We can do it. Miscellaneous I will do after the class is over.
Okay, sir. Not a problem.
How many of you follow chi-square test?
Follow the test, sir.
We follow the test, sir.
Yes.
Follow the test, sir.
Which means we have learned two different procedures of testing of hypothesis. One for quantitative data, the other is for count data.
Sir,
Yes.
so what happened when we take the H naught hypothesis as association and
No.
association?
All the tools are under the assumption of H naught. In H naught, nowhere you are assuming any biased statement. Okay? Always we say as the reality. Isn't it? We have taken equal sign everywhere in our mu test.
Yes, sir.
Same way. Every statistical method is developed under the assumption that H naught is true. That you are asking plenty of questions. I feel like to teach statistics through mathematics. how these tools are developed, but we don't have time. Very good question.
Thank you, sir.
In chi-square test, always H naught will be, there is no biasness in the groups. Probabilities, plural. Preferences are same. And H1 says no. Is it clear? Let us do one more. If it is a 2 by 2 chi-square, still will do on the same line. Male customers and female customers table column dimension, a 2 by 2 table. Apply chi-square. What is the conclusion?
We accept it.
Ah. This is what happening. This is what actually two parameters mu and the parameter p.
Sir, H0 was no association, right?
Yes.
So in this case, if we are accepting, it means like there is no association between gender and preference towards tea
That
and coffee.
means whether it is tea or coffee, probability of preference according to gender is almost the same.
Sir, in this case, like chi-square value was comparatively way too less
Yeah.
compared to the earlier one. So like
Yeah.
that is what I wanted to understand. Like how do we interpret these chi-square values?
I can only simply say after certain cutoff point, below it accept, above it reject. And the cutoff point is critical value.
So does a high chi-square value imply
Rejected.
like there is high correlation?
High association.
High association.
Ah.
High
High-
chi-square, high association. Okay.
High
sir.
association.
So isn't high association, we are saying positive association is like
Yes.
equal to positive correlation?
Yes, almost like correlation, yes. Correlation word be used for variable and association word be used for non-quantitative data.
Rahul, why we don't use correlation is because these are not mathematical terms, and also even let's say in the first category there is low chance, in the second it's high, and in the third it's low. It will show that there is association, but when it comes to math, it may not show correlation.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Neil.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is exactly like correlation concept.
But just because they are not measurable, but basically they are comparable, that is why we are taking association rather than correlation. Okay, sir.
Because if your percentage attendance is high, probability of distinction is high. मतलब क्या है? You have to increase your percentage attendance in the sessions, higher the chance your distinction become. It can be 80%, it can be 85%, it can be 89%, कुछ भी हो. लेकिन हम each का नंबर नहीं डालते हैं, हम बताते हैं greater than 80, yes. So higher the probability of distinction. Clear now? Classification. It is classification. Any other question?
No, sir, it's clear.
Yes, please.
No, sir, it's clear. Till now, it's okay.
Immediately now, I will be sharing correlation test. Because chi-square test is done, so correlation test is simple. Let us see. Very good class. Like association for categorical data, I speak about correlation test, regression test. Attentive. This example already we have done. Even in assignment also many have done correlation regression work. But all things are based on sample. X is customers. Y will be distance of the shopping mall from their house. How many sample data available? Check karo, share karo. Come on. How many sample data available for X?
So 10 values.
Suppose if I take another 10 value in the month of July, will the data same?
So it may
Will
differ.
But my variable will be X and Y only, correct now?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, this is what the model we want to test. Y equal to beta naught plus beta 1x plus epsilon. That is for variables. How many parameters you have in the model?
2.
2. Which are they?
So beta naught, beta
1.
Perfect. And from the sample, using our LM model, we find out B0 and B1, correct now?
Yes, sir.
They are the estimate of beta naught and beta 1. So the estimate will vary from sample to sample, correct now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, we have to test 3 hypotheses. 1, the B0 is insignificant for beta naught or significant. B1 is insignificant for beta 1 or not. Irrespective of what is the conclusion of the two, is it our regression model is significant for forecasting or not? Rahul, give me.
I just have a little doubt here. So we have this equation y is equal to beta naught beta 1 x plus epsilon, which is our sample equation, right?
No.
It's the population equation.
It is for the variables. Variables are for the entire population.
So then it's clear because like I got confused between this beta naught and beta 1. Yes, sir. No problem then.
Because see, I have given here 4 variables. I have not said sample.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sample will vary from month to month. So from the sample, you are estimating beta naught and beta 1. Giri?
Yes, sir. Okay.
So whether this estimate is good or poor for forecasting, 3 hypotheses. That English sentence I have written will be written in a mathematical form. Beta naught equal to 0, beta 1 equal to 0, the regression model is not a good fit. 0 means don't be under the impression the value. That is, B naught is a poor value for beta naught. Any question? Another way. Another way. And this is what we do in our LM model.
Sir, this is
Everybody knows
that we are checking?
Yes, consistency. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, perfect word. Perfect word. We are using now LM model. Finished. Once we have LM model, answer is ready. So, I type the data as usual or take the data from the file. This is the graph we have done already. Studied several things. I have stated the hypothesis 1, 2, 3. I apply LM model now. Finished. Attentive. First hypothesis beta naught equal to 0. That means intercept. So B naught will be 37.7219. Standard error is 3.0677 and the T value 12.30, but P value is enough for us. P value is less than what?
So less than 0.05.
What is the conclusion?
Reject H naught.
Accept H1. What is H1?
That it is not equal to 0. That
That
beta.
means 37.7219 is a good estimate for beta naught.
Sir, yeah.
Correct?
No, sir, need more clarity on this.
We are rejecting H naught. B naught is insignificant for beta naught. Correct? Na?
Yes, sir.
So what is meaning? It's a opposite का meaning क्या है? B naught is a
So that it is significant.
significant. That means what is your B naught you got from the data? 37 point.
721.
37.7219 is a good estimate for
Beta naught.
correct. Similarly, beta 1. Beta 1 is minus 0.25596, error is 0.5171, T value minus 4.95, but the P value is so much. What is the conclusion?
Sir, again reject H naught.
Correct. So beta 1 estimated by minus 2.5596. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So beta naught and beta 1 का हो गया. Together, beta naught plus beta 1x is a good fit. Last one. What is the p value? 0.00112, which is less than 0.05. Reject H naught. What does it mean?
So the regression model is a good fit.
With how much tolerable error? 4.0?
4.04.
018. Finished. So this sample says in the shopping mall there is a dependency in the opposite direction because beta 1 is negative. More the distance, from that less will be the people visiting. Finished.
Sir,
Yes.
so but before doing this hypothesis test, we were getting it, na sir, कि कौन सा hypothesis is, which one is significant or not significant. So what we found additional here
Yes.
by doing this hypothesis test.
Yes. Entire regression parameters. Because regression is based on an equation. And the equation is based on some parameters, beta naught, beta 1, epsilon, etc. हमने किया था correlation regression में. But that is for the variables. And the sample gives its estimate, B0, B1. So we want to verify whether the estimate B0, B1 is good enough for forecasting. That means, can I substitute beta 0, beta 1 by B naught B1? Answer is test the hypothesis. Is that clear?
So,
For those betas, basically we are just checking p-value, and based on those p-value, we are saying like if these particular
B naught B1.
B naught B1 would be significant in contributing to our model.
Bus.
Achha, one question I have here is that, for example, if we get a p-value which is outside the acceptance region, so while predicting in the prediction equation, would we still include this particular coefficient?
Only when last hypothesis will be rejected.
Only if the last hypothesis is rejected, then we will include it.
Yes. Because last hypothesis will be for entire work together.
Okay, so I have a question. Like, for example, if in a model we get a value which is insignificant for the overall model, okay. So do we still include these beta values even if if there are say for example 10 variables, some of them were significant?
If the last hypothesis say reject H naught means model is a good fit.
Achha, okay, okay. Then the model is a good fit, right? Okay, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes,
Anything can happen in beta naught and beta 1, but finally, can I use this model for forecasting? Because beta naught alone and beta 1 alone cannot forecast, correct now? So we have to test all the three hypotheses. Rahul Giri.
Yes, sir.
When you have more variables in SPSS, आपको बहुत पैरामीटर मिलना होगा.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
एक एक का कंपैरिजन करना पड़ेगा आपको.
Yes, sir. Understood. That's why I was asking you this question.
And the final will be whether the model is good fit apart from the earlier work. Then only you can speak about forecasting.
Yes, sir. Understood.
This is what regression analysis. In the class, what happened was just LM model, finished. That view, verify your answer. So actually speaking, according to the syllabus, this much statistics you have to know. Some miscellaneous syllabus is there, which I feel to tell you that I will do after completing the course. So all of you concentrate on so far whatever we have done. I got an information from the office that by February 24, we have to complete the syllabus. I have to go little hurry now for completion point of view. So today you might have received another question sheet.
Yes, so we did one.
And for that, what is to be prepared, that is what I am going to tell you now. Next part of the syllabus is completely based on Excel. On Excel sheet, every entry is represented by column and row. For example, if I type a number here, this number 10 is represented as A1. First alphabet stands for column. Second number represents for row. What is the reference of this number? 55.
A4.
I have typed in 3. You might have typed in 4. So the next syllabus completely based on cell references in analysis. Data will be given. The data will be given. Second, in Excel, under data option, you will be having some more things available. That is what I am explaining now. Go to File. I am going slow. Work accordingly as I say. Go to File. Come to Options, More. Better write first on the notebook and then work. That also good. Options. Add-ins. Analysis tool pack. Go. Select Analysis Tool Pack, Analysis Tool Pack VBA and Solver. Okay. So in data it is available, Data Analysis Tool and Solver. How many of you got that too in your sheet? On the menu bar, did you get that too? And data analysis tool and solver?
Yes, sir.
Anybody want me to repeat?
Yes, sir.
Go to File. Go to More Options. Add-ins. Analysis Tool Pack. Go. That means install. What? Analysis Tool Pack, Analysis Tool Pack, VBA and Solver. Select them. Okay. And on the spreadsheet, go to Data and see at the end of the bar, Analysis Tool Pack and Solver. For me, it is a symbolic form. You may have the typed form, possible. Next. Near the formula bar, this is called formula bar. There is fx, function. you can get all mathematical, statistical, commercial, all type of function in alphabetical form. If you want only statistical functions, that also you can have alphabetical form. Yes. For the next syllabus, I will use cell references. I will use data analysis. I will use solver. And in addition to this, I will use FX. One, cell references, very careful. If there is a minor error in cell references in your data work, complete output will be different. Very difficult to trace out the error. All the statistical work we have done so far, we can use by data analysis work. And solver will be new to you. What R we have done is completely available in FX. So all the four together is the next work. Is this okay? Is this okay?
Yes, sir, it's okay.
Ah. So that way syllabus increases. Now, second point. Periodic test 2 will be on 29th. Everything up to binomial and normal distribution inclusive.
So, sir, there will be no hypothesis testing?
No.
Okay.
And periodic 3 will be on operation research. So in periodic test, never I include hypothesis, okay? But final will be 60 marks. I have humble options. Lot of options to ask questions or test of hypothesis. Mainly you want to know test of hypothesis, then only it will be interesting for data analysis. So everybody has to start revising test of hypothesis properly. Don't switch off. At the time of final examination, I think in the first week of March or something, I will not be available for revision. So whatever I have explained, you have to keep it with you and revise as and when you get the time. Check the videos of R. Check the syntax. Number 3. Now I will be showing you something else.
Sir, I just have one question regarding periodical, like the second one.
Yes.
Sir, what would be the mode? As in, like, you would be giving us MCQs. So how do we fill them? Like, do we have to do a pen or a paper, and would it be like some other mode? Like
No. They are thinking to make a IT section. People are what do you say? You have to type the option in against a box in the question.
Okay, sir.
And that box will be only one letter. either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It never accepts more than one option. So once the paper is over, completely marks are also immediately available in the office then. Something like that they are thinking. Otherwise, we will give you a small chit. You have to fill it and send it back. Same time. Look, I will give a sample question. I will show you one sample question. See this sample question on the screen. Following were weight in grams of a sample of newly hatched chicken measured in a poultry farm. A, B, C, D, E up to J. Their weights are given. Arithmetic mean and standard deviation for weights are 1, 2, 3, 4 options. So using R package, you have to compute both and see which of your answer tally with the option. How many chicken in this sample has absolute deviation of weight from the arithmetic mean less than or equal to 2.5? You check your weight, arithmetic mean and the weight, compute the difference, and how many of them have less than 2.5? What is coefficient of variation? Standard deviation upon mean, you have to compute it and check. All of you understood the sample questions? So that way you can have questions on any of the topic. You can have questions on any of the topic. To verify this answer, you have to compute it and tally it. Therefore, right now, your job, revise, complete our work till test of hypothesis for your final exam point of view. Up to binomial and normal distribution for periodic too. And in the middle of when I start operation research, one more periodic. And that is based on Excel. How? See now. Nothing to do, just see on the screen and listen. A furnishing, rather furniture. A furniture unit. Prepare wood table and wood chair. (20 kg wood for table, 18 kg wood for one chair. Cutting time for table 7 hours. Cutting time of wood for chair 6 hours. Available 46 hours in a week. Assemble the chair, table 9 and 7, available 46. Profit for one table will be 200. Profit for one chair will be 180. So this is given. Your job, find out X and Y. Such that profit is maximum with these conditions. This is called LPP. Linear programming problem. Solve it by using Excel. What is the meaning of 7x plus 6y? Anybody?
Time taken by table plus time taken by chair.
Total time for x plus y product, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
In cutting. That should not be beyond 46.
Yes.
This is the total time for assembly should not be below greater than 46. And the wood available will be 2000 kg. So 20x plus 18y total wood required should not go beyond 2000. Within this, what is the maximum profit? How many x, how many y to be produced? Clear? Such is the work today you received. And that we are starting from Thursday. Thursday, first clear your doubt on test of hypothesis and then start my work of operations research. Very difficult है framing a real problem into a mathematical problem. Given information may be complicated. The given information is complicated and convert that complicated into an LPP is the first work. And after forming that into mathematical form, solve it is the last work. So every operation research we have 3 stages. Understand the real problem, translate that into mathematical form, and then solve it. Gaurav Kadam. Chitwan Garga.
Yes, sir.
Do you find today's session is difficult?
Sir, slightly. Yeah.
Revise it.
Yes, sir.
Namrata Gaur.
Yes, sir.
How do you find today's class?
Sir, a little bit difficult for me.
Yes. But revise it and ask questions in the next class.
Okay.
Sir, Gaurav Kadam here.
Yes, Gaurav Kadam. How do you find today's class?
Sir, somewhat difficult, but if I revise, I will manage.
Revise it and ask difficulties in the next class.
Yes, sir.
Because all the testing of hypothesis I will give more weightage in final exam.
Okay, sir.
Mohit Mishra.
Yes, sir.
How do you find today's class?
Yes, sir, it was challenging, but